Hey friends, it's Brad Brain. I hope you're doing well. So, like a lot of the videos I shoot, I've had some things in my life happen and they all sort of came together and have stimulated a bit of thinking. And one of the things is I just finished reading this book here, Factfulness by Hans Rosling. I first came across Mr. Rosling's work a few years ago in a really interesting video that I'll include a link to here. He's a Swedish fellow, or he's passed away. Real interesting guy, medical doctor. He was an advisor to UNICEF and the World Health Organization. His TED Talks have been viewed by more than 35 million people. And right on the front cover here, Bill Gates says, one of the most important books I've ever read, an indispensable guide to thinking clearly about the world. So here's the premise. 10 reasons we're wrong about the world and why things are better than you think. So here's what happens. People get these ideas entrenched in their minds and they're sticky. They're hard to let go of. And sometimes they're wrong. So here's an example of a common belief that's incorrect. All of Africa is impoverished. It's not. Or things are really bad out there. Well, okay, so bad things happen. By what measure are you thinking that things are really bad, though? Is it by health? Is it by wealth? Because clearly, the entire planet is healthier and wealthier than we have ever been. That's irrefutable. And yet people will have these opinions about how bad it is out there. So really interesting work. Check it out. Now, separate from that, I write a weekly newspaper column. And so here's the thing, this is a 600 words plus or minus each week, right? So I've only got so much space to get into things. But I don't get hung up on the comments that people will make in social media, but I do check them out from time to time. And sometimes I'll think, dude, did you even read the article? all the time. Like, dude, did you even read the article? A lot of times what'll happen is people will have an idea about something and they want to share it with the world, even if it's not really pertinent to, well, in this particular situation, the column that I just wrote. Or I'll write something and I'll say, I don't know, like 1 + 2 = 3. And in the comments, they'll go, yes, but 1 + 2 = 3. I go, like, dude, did you even read the article? That's exactly what I said. So here's where all this stuff sort of comes together. And that is, to make good decisions, we should make fact-based decisions. We shouldn't make them based on our already made up mind or biases or, frankly, incorrect information. So here's what. So, I mean, this is the age of social media and everybody's got an opinion on everything, right? So sometimes, I'll look at what people are saying about the work that I put out there and I'm going like, where are you coming from? So because it's social media, it's easy to see these guys. And, often these will be people who have a background in an unrelated industry. And the other thing is, more often than not, they'll have comments about everything, not just the particular piece that I wrote, but like every single thing that they see that day, they're going to be on the keyboard because they got to share their thoughts on stuff, right? So, or here's the other part, is they'll be so passionate about something, they'll think everything is about that thing that they're passionate about. So right now, obviously COVID is there's some division out there, isn't there? And even controversy. And there's people that are very strong in their beliefs about something. And okay, fine. Here's where I'm going with this. If I don't write an article about the pandemic, but your comments are about the pandemic, then why are you putting, I don't know, like, let's say something about, I don't even have a specific example in mind, but I'll just make something up. Let's say I write about something like market timing in the investment world. And people will say, yeah, but what about the pandemic? Well, for goodness sakes, it's an unrelated topic. I mean, yes, the pandemic shapes the world that we're in right now, but that's not what we're talking about with this 600-word piece. If you want a more in-depth look at something, then go buy my book. Okay, you'll be able to get more information than just a 600-word column. So I guess to sum all this stuff up, a lot of times people, they have their opinions, but opinions aren't necessarily based on facts. And oh, you know what? Here's sort of like the third layer of this video. So I was thinking about these things, and I've watched, I think, every single episode of the TV show The Office, as many people have. It's a very popular show. I was quite a fan of it in the early days. Honestly, I didn't care so much for the later episodes, but I just thought the first ones were hilarious. And if you've seen this, I'll see if I can find this clip and I'll attach it too. But if you've seen the episode where they go to the Japanese steakhouse, I think it's called Benihana Christmas, now that I think of it. Just saw it maybe a few weeks ago. And Dwight, the goofy character Dwight, is making a comment to the chef about the knives that he has, right? The chef is going chopping up all the steak and all the rest. And Dwight says, well, I bet you wish you had I don't know the name of the knife, but like a Smith knife. And the chef goes, no, actually the Jones knife is better for this work. And Dwight starts to argue with this chef, and another patron that's sitting beside says, I think he'd know, right? So this is what happens in this age of social media, is that people have opinions about steak knives or investments or everything else. And sometimes, the people that actually work with this stuff on a daily basis, they're probably better positioned to know. So do you want to argue with those guys, or do you want to take their expertise and consider the source rather than just assuming that your already entrenched worldview is the only one or the correct one? Does that all make some sense? Hopefully it does. Anyway, if you got any questions or if there's anything I can do to help you out, please let me know, because I'm here to help. I'm Brad Brain. Stay healthy. Be well. Take care.